They can be the formerly reporters community, they can be genocide survivor, they can be the people in the category 1 or 2. Those are the people who need empowerment, special empowerment. But how can you do it as a leader, as a student, as a person here? It's up to you. Any question now? We're going to receive the questions before you can, Please, questions? 2 or 3 questions.
My question was answered, but
my biography? You want to know my biography? Okay. It will be difficult, But in short, I started primary school in Rindo district. Secondary school in
You come from, if you wanted to ask frankly also,
yes.
Are you coming from poor family or rich family? Or Since you talk about cultural barriers.
That's good. Thank you.
No, my family was middle class. Yeah. My father was a business person in Kigali. That's a cross in Nyamirambo. We have a cross, Majengo, and also in Gikondo. Yeah? But he died earlier when I was very young, 1994. So I was raised by a mother who was also coming from middle class. My grandfather was also middle. Not so high age, but middle. But very influential person. Yeah? But I have a PhD in African political economy and Masters in governance. I studied Masters in Belgium 2010 and PhD in Germany 2016-17 up to 2019. So I have a PhD in East African political economy especially. Mining sector, especially governance of mining sector. So I have masters in governance and development and bachelor's degree in political science. Yeah. So that is my background, and that is my biography. And now I work here in CIS. To also still continue teaching in the university. Yeah. And giving talks to many other things. Sometimes I give talks to radio also. Isiano, have you ever heard me? Yeah. I have also some talks to Rwanda Broadcasting Corporation in a mission called Isiano, where we debate global political economy. Under my name, you have understood Dr. Mshimima and Emmanuel. So they invite me mostly on radios to talk about this. But I'm happy to be with you here, and I'm happy also to work with Dr. Mohammed. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Give him applause, please. Karate. Okay, he want to play with some of you later. Okay, but I invite him before I start, because I know that sitting for more than 40 minutes very difficult to grasp. Not only let alone you'll be tired. So I invite him. I invite him to do for us sport while we are standing up. Can you stand up? Stand up. Be careful for your neighbor. Never come too clean. I think it's tall enough, you can see him. So we're going to do for you some small movements so that you get just warm up before we start. And we have 1.5 hours to go, and I want you to be ready for these 1.5 hours. Yes. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Be careful. Don't hurt anybody.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I have the remote, the Doctor remote? Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, I promise we have to, we'll finish in maybe 30 minutes because I want to have discussion with you. And the purpose we are here is not to tell you knowledge. Okay? What we say, what I told you, the Japanese said, if you don't know, you are not going to change. If you know, you only change it by doing. Okay? So and this is our school. Our school, even though we're going to do PhD and master program and so on, it's not about theory. All what you see about our books, I have 45 books. And all these books came from the field, from people like you, who managed to take these ideas and do it in reality. So they are the owners of our ideas, not us. Okay? And they are available all over the world, as I told you last time. So I hope some of you will come and tell us what type of models we can create with them so that we can make a success story. Because in life, by the way, you can achieve many achievements for yourself. But the legacy is all about others. It's not about yourself. Yes. What others will say about you, whether this time or after 10 years or after 20 years, most of the people who will cry for you, they will forget you after a few years. Sure. Unfortunately. Okay? This is life. Even your family, even your children and so on. But what others will remember you is when you start to have that mindset that my brother, remind me your name? Ajak. Okay? He talked about the mindset. Now I want to start with you about the issue of mindset. Okay? Except Ali, what is the mindset? Where is the mindset, by the way? Where is it? Here? Where is it, the mindset? Okay? Here? Huh? Is it here? Yes. Okay, we debate about that. Okay? But the mindset is what is, it is the one who controls, dominates the mind. Okay. And where is the mind? The mind also, some people say here, some people say here, by the way. Okay? It can be both, by the way. Okay? The mind, it's again a place where it's debatable. Especially in certain religions, in Christianity, in Islam, Judaism, these religions, they believe the mind is about two areas. Okay? And who's the mind control the something physical. What we have physical? The brain. The brain is made from 4 hemispheres. Okay? Because they always teach us only right and left. No. It is made from 4 hemispheres. The most dangerous hemisphere for us is which one? The frontal lobe. Okay, so we have 4 lobes. Okay, 4 hemispheres, 4 lobes. The frontal lobe is the place where we associate things, where we start to see things different ways in life. This frontal lobe is what is going to create our mind. And as I told you, our mind is made from, controlled by our mindset. The most important today, I want you to know, the mindset is made from 4 things also. Similar to the brain. Can you write them down, please? Because I can ask you. Okay. Number 1, it's about assumptions. Okay. The mindset is made from assumptions. The major one that control our mindset, how we see each other, why this guy is here from Bahrain. Okay, who's Dr. Emmanuel? The mindset is like analyzing. And it is like filtering for us. Okay? And this mindset controlled first by assumption. The most dangerous thing in life is our assumptions. They call it in another language, paradigm. Yes, you heard about paradigm, right? So the paradigm and the assumption are similar. Okay? Assumption, always I give example. If I was young and a dog bited me or was going to bite me, my assumption all about all the dogs, all my life will stay, if I didn't change, will be what? All the dogs are not human friendly, they are dangerous, okay, and they are going to bite me. And for that, some people, really the dogs go on after them. You know why? Because they start to have the heart pumping, boom, 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 boom. And the dog feels that. Once the dog feels that, he starts to, going after them and so on. So this is very important. Assumptions is controlling our next one, is our attitudes. Okay? The most dangerous thing of humans that we don't see the killing, what's happening, It is here, inside, and here, right? It is the attitude. People, how they hate each other, they kill each other. You can see now the killing all over the world. What's happening? The conflict is increasing, not decreasing. We thought in a way humanity is developing, but humanity is coming back again because of the attitudes. And the attitudes is different than the behaviors, right? The third one. What's the difference between the attitude and the behavior? Who can tell me what's the difference between attitude and the behavior? Anybody? Yes, Brad.
Okay, attitude is something that you have, but
Yeah.
you express it in your behavior.
Give him applause. Okay? Give him applause. Okay? Even if it's wrong, you have to dare to say it. Okay? Attitude, he have a good attitude. And then he will try to say it. Then he do it, right? So just and you have this habit of being proactive. That is an attitude. Now sometimes you say, should I say it now or don't say it? Once you say it, it is what? Become a behavior. Once you practice this, it become a behavior. Okay? So now we have three things so far. What are they? Assumptions, attitudes, behavior. Who control our attitudes? Our assumptions. And who's control our behavior? Attitudes. Okay? The third one is our reflections. How we reflect with life. How we deal with life. Okay? Why I'm explaining to you on a woman development session or a women empowerment? Because this one will make you either stay saying, this is what's happening to me. And for that I told the brother, don't go into detail of this because many of you maybe didn't have the chance. That is what the brother is saying, that maybe you come from an unstable family, maybe you've been abused, maybe you don't have a good brother or a good sister that care about you when you were young, maybe you don't have access to education, but it depends on your mindset, how you deal with this. And this is what Dr. Emmanuel was saying also. Because our mindset, either it will tell us to deal with life, what's happening to me, and I'll go in mental health, and I feel that I am always abused, I'll go always to police stations, I complain to the government about anything happening, or about the situation, about my life circumstances, or the mindset that says, what's happening from me. Okay? The difference between a woman that can create a development and woman that can, will wait for empowerment so that she gets services and do just the minimal thing is this mindset. Okay? And this mindset, unfortunately, it doesn't come by lectures, it doesn't come by discussions, it doesn't come by education. Very rarely it comes by education. Education, if it's known, yani how many people you've seen, Dr. Emmanuel was mentioning to you, you might have professors, they teach about leadership, but they don't have a leadership. Didn't you see that?
Yes.
You see that? I see many. I have my colleagues in economics who teach economics, but they never did any projects in their life. Can they be a good economist? Like a physician who never treated someone, right? So it's very difficult, and this is really what is now we should not separate. If you're going to do something, then you're going to learn more. It's only learning by doing. And this is the difference between school of life and school of school. The most dangerous thing for an educated person is that he stay in school of school. Means he will come a student. For that, always I tell my friends and my colleagues here who work with me, in a way you will see in my classes that the A students will be maybe a D student or C students. And the D students will be an A students. Well, why? Why do you think this is happening to me? I don't wish to have that. I don't want to differentiate myself from other professors. But you know what? Because this is not depends on how much you memorize. Actually, in our program, we don't have a closed book exam. We have only an open book exam. I know you are not used to that. Even my country, they are not used to that. But this is the way we want it. Because we know that the school of life is more important than the school of school. What is the difference between school of life and school of school? Anybody? School of life is first you.
School of life give you exam before and you learn after the exam.
Okay. Did you hear Ali what he said? Yes. So school of life, you learn only after being examined. School of school, professors, okay, Dr. Emmanuel, sometimes like people like me, they will say, no, you have to first to study, then I will examine you, right? Which one you will learn more? The second one. Second one. That one you will forget. Sometimes you'll forget even, oh, I forgot, oh, I know this doctor, he taught me something. But what he taught me in detail, I will not know. But let him pinch me now one box like this, or this guy. I will not forget, right? Okay? So always I be careful with shit die. Sometimes he tell me, I want to carry your bag. I tell him, no, I can't carry it myself. Because this is life. You learn only through life. So this is why I wanted to, very important, before we talk about transformation. If we want to transform our country, and you are the mechanism of your country, okay, your country, Rwanda, South Sudan, whatever, okay, then we need to understand that transformation doesn't happen by coincidence. It doesn't happen also by top-down approaches only. Top-down approach, you are lucky, like Emmanuel said, and also Lebrata said. You are lucky. Rwanda today is one of the leading countries, not even in Africa, but all over the world, about women empowerment and so on. But you can see still with women empowerment, compared to Africa, but they were not far away. Still when it comes to low performance, you still have low performance in women. I talk about women. This is UN Women statistics of today. Okay? Fresh ones. Okay? And when we talk about medium performance, still you are very near to it. You are similar to Africa. Okay? When it talks about it, again, even productivity, you are not that much. High performance. So the empowerment that's been given in the last 10 years with the good leadership, which is President Kigali now, he's like a model, role model for many presidents around the world, still it didn't change that much. Okay? If you want real change, and you cannot afford to wait for also maybe in the future we'll have similar projects. We don't know. This is by coincidence you have this president who's supporting this movement and so on. What you should know, it is all about you. It's all about from bottom up. And this bottom up will not come by coincidence again. See in Bahrain, same thing by the way. Bahrain, why it is hitting Rwanda in high performance? Because in capital-based economy, this is what they measure. How many women, high performance they mean, how many women are in leadership positions. Okay? Because they have money, Bahrain, my country, and similar countries, they push for that more. Okay? They created that by, I don't call it natural, it is like artificial. It means once the government removes the support, this capital-based economy indicator will drop down. Okay? For that, for example, same thing, we want to have more parliamentary women, more ministers that are women, and so on, more and more professors women, and so on. But this does it guarantee to have a development for women? When you have many women that are ministers, does it mean that the women in Rwanda are developed? No. It doesn't mean. It is as per their indicators, the Western style, this is the way they are measured. But the real development of the woman, what we said about what? How we deal with the life and how we deal with things that we saw that women say, this is what's happening for me, despite I didn't get the chance, like Dr. Emmanuel or like Abrata, to go to university. Even if I come from poor family, still I can inspire the people. And I have seen many, by the way, leaders, which is I call them leaders. Because leaders, by the way, leadership is not about position. Leadership is about ability to change.
Yes.
The more you change, how many I've seen, by the way, sometimes a team maker brings the team, he's the leader. I consider him more than the minister. I used to tell the government, I used to deal with governments as an expert and so on. Okay? So leadership doesn't matter, even if you are not employed now. Okay? It means you can have a lead, you can have your own inspiration in the system around you. And as I said, you should not be misled by capital-based indicators, empowerment. Because these empowerments is meant to be as a startup, but it's not the end of the story. It doesn't create a real change. When we talk about exploiting capacity of socio-economic development, as we said, the woman is the main player because women, the only person in the world, human, with that we know, that she can work for sympathy and she can work for empathy. And the man, you can't have a man that he's sympathetic and he's empathetic. You know the difference between sympathy and empathy?
Yeah, sure.
What is the difference? John.
Yeah, sympathy is like you pick someone. The empathy is putting yourself in the shoes of someone. Feel what that person is.
Right, excellent. Okay, so empathy is about feeling of others. Feeling, not feeling of others, you are putting yourself instead of others. You're thinking of others. For example, I used to know that my father he passed away now. But when my father was thirsty, before he told me I want a bottle of water, I hope someone can get me a bottle of water because now I'm thirsty. Okay, when my father was thirsty, I used to give him the water in the right time, not before, not after. This is called what? Empathy. Feeling of others. And this empathetic, by the way, you find that the woman, this is studies, by the way. I'll tell you also other things about women. Maybe you don't see, we think it's not there, or we don't know about it. Who's more, we have, when we talk about, achievements, we call it hit rate, right? We have two types of achievements. We have something called accuracy, and we have something called precision. What's the difference? Do you know between the difference between accuracy and precision? Anybody? Okay, accurate. If someone is accurate, let's say now we have a dart. By the way, we have a dart. If you want to play later dart, we have the dart also here. Okay. If you are accurate, then you will be around here. Okay, around the highest score will be inside here. Okay. If you are precise, you might be also here. Similarly, and your hit rate is here. So you might be precise, but you are not accurate. Okay. They found that women is more accurate than men. And this is very important in industry. For example, if you go to Japan, I work with Japanese companies, okay, for many years, you'll find that the majority is not men. 90% of those who bring for you the electronics, the mobile, and of course China also, you'll find who's working there? Men or women? Women. Why? Because their error rate is less. And this is by studies. They didn't put it for empowerment of women. No. It's about money for these people. Okay. So we have lots of things in women that make us to really think about exploiting the the opportunities, thinking about the quality of and the focus, and seeing how we can differentiate that. And this is what I said. We can minimize lost opportunity even if we don't get opportunity. Because the most dangerous, because you are now becoming more capital-based country. For you, like we say in America, without a dollar you can't survive for one day, right? Same here, without Rwanda franc you can't survive. But is it really true? No. I don't say this because I have money, no, because I have tried that. I have seen that we have the control, and our mindset is controlled by what? By materialistic resources. Which means, if I don't have a franc, then I don't have an opportunity. Maybe, I'll tell you an example. I gone to Bosnia and I stayed 6 months. Okay, and Bosnia had also, not a genocide, but they had what is called, a conflict, a war. Okay, between other country and so on. Okay, and we selected a specific area in the north of Bosnia, and we've seen that people, once they discover, based on studies, I'm working with them in the projects, once they discover what resources they have other than the dollar, they excel, they accelerate. The doctor was talking about acceleration. Okay, means that we need just to put the seed in the human mindset, is that you have good resources more than the money. For example, many of those people who used to ask money was women. And they used to go off and wait for a long time to just get a bread or something. Okay? There is exceptional situation that's happening now in Gaza, for example. Exceptional wars and like this, you have to have, everybody will, the rich and the poor will be at one time, all of them same, because there is a war. Okay? This we've seen it in different conflicts around the world. Okay? But in reality, if you have resources and you can access the resources like the greenery, like the river, like this, you're supposed not to say I am poor. If you have the proper mindset, how to utilize this? And this mindset is the mover, because the mindset means that someone gone through the experience. So what I was saying here, we need to develop models. If we want to talk about development, we need to develop models around the country. Let's imagine on the map, we put them on the map, and we say, we agree now all of us here, within even so, same for South Sudan, within 10 years from now, we see us and you guys who's here, of future, of course we train you more, after we train you more, and we do more small projects, that will have a Rwanda like a best practice, that everybody can visualize this with me. After 10 years, everybody can come and visit Rwanda, not because of the weather, not because of the gorilla and Musanzi, okay? Not because of the greenery, no. It is about seeing best practices of Rwanda relevant to women development, okay? This comes only by visualizing and thinking about how we create models that are independent from government support. The government support come very good, support me and speed up mine. But it didn't come, it doesn't mean that I don't have the power. And this is where we want to work. Areas where government has given their best about it, but it still did not develop. Okay, and the women, as I told you, they are the best players how to create that these trends and behavior change in the community. One of the things that is when we talk about, because I never see the formula always I say is about what? The mindset we are talking about is about a mindset that's happening. What's happening from? What's happening from me, right? See, this is what's happening from me. This is what's happening to me. Okay? What's happening to me is about supply, about services. This is what they do, the NGOs. Yesterday, one of the NGOs, we were talking about them. And then we want to move you from supply, okay, versus demand, right? Because the demand is there. The demand in the woman will always have demand from her parents, from the extended family, from the, the culture. There will be demand. You cannot change this demand easily. Okay? And this demand sometimes is good. We don't want to lose also our extended family like the West. Okay? So the demand is good sometimes. But the difference is that when it's happening from me, my capacity is what I'm going to measure. Not how much supply I've been given. The capacity to discover what is around me and what is inside, and this applies to the men, by the way, not only the women. What's applied in my community that I can raise my capacity and utilize it, including what Doctor maybe talked about 70%, he was telling you about something very important. The most important money that you have in your pocket now, all of you, even if you told some of you tell me, see, I don't have anything, is the social asset. Your social asset, your ability to network. This lady, she just talked with me in just a few minutes. Hello, sir, how are you? Okay. I said, I want to give her opportunity. Just said, hello, didn't you say? Right? Just 1 minute there. Okay. So that's example. Why? Because these are this is what Emmanuel was trying to tell you, Dr. Emmanuel. And this is how we should build our mindset. Even if we have money, by the way, how many people you've seen that they were rich, their parents left them a fortune, but they lost that money? I've seen a lot in my life. Why? Because their parents, they didn't give them the most important thing, the real wealth. How they made this money. Of course, if it's not corrupted money, I hope. Okay? But I'm saying if it's true money, they work and they earn it, they didn't give them that. For that, the children, second generation, third generation, for that in family business, by the way, majority of family business in our countries, they don't stay more than 25 years. In Japan, we are talking about 500 years, on average. This is one of my studies that I did. Okay? Why 500 years? And they changed their business. You know, Hitachi, Mitsubishi, you see this country, Toyota, whatever. And for that, they changed their business because the values are there. The business had changed, but the values stayed. Okay? So this is why and they work on this formula. It is about capacity versus demand, not about supply versus demand. If we manage to make women work on the capacity that they have, then they will influence the decision-making process within the family. They influence the decision-making process of their community villages. And this is why Muhammad Yunus, he said about Professor Muhammad Yunus, he got Nobel Prize. We have his books, by the way, here, and you can Google with him. I go and visited him, by the way. We stayed 1 week with him, Muhammad Yunus. Okay, that's why this guy, he managed to make a success story. From those poor women, he used to give them, which is $1, then $10, then $13 a stay. This is the format, I think $13 a stay. Okay? And he tells them, this is a loan. Okay, you can. I want you but to do certain things, 1, 2, 3, 4, including cleaning your house. Because see, again, what he was trying to change, the behavior, because the behavior affect the attitude. The attitude affect the. He was working on that level so that he create this change. So the women welfare itself will be progressing. Now the most respected, who's ruling Bangladesh? Women. Okay. One of the largest countries that became out of poverty, becoming very strong out of poverty. They are the richest, one of the richest now. They give loan to India, they give loan to many countries, even though we used to look at them even in the Gulf. We used to have many of them work in our country. Now they are becoming, all of them, they are going back to their country. It's Bangladesh. It started with this guy, small idea, that became bigger idea, till these people became many businesses. So we go to now, to Bangladesh, it's like a micro-start business everywhere. Okay, mobile banking, they are the ones who started it, by the way. Mobile banking, especially the normal, without smartphone, even started before the smartphone is there. Okay. So the possibility of having women to influence the community is the development. I'm talking about development because now I'll give you an example or a case study. If we manage to have the possibility of influencing our social factor, economic factor, that is, that Plata was talking about, not I get what is influenced, no. I'm talking about the opposite of what Plata said. I am going to influence. I decide I am so and so amongst you, with your brothers or your family, that we are going to influence our community in this area. Okay, the ability is much higher than it is with males in general. The third thing is that effective learning scheme. No program is holistic without education. But the problem and the mindset, I think today, all of us when we're talking about education, we were talking about formal education. And I can tell you, I can't dare to do that in 4 countries in a short time, especially that we're not talking about 10 years projects, we're talking about month projects, 6 months. So how can I educate a lady in Mauritania, for example, the ones who got their village out of poverty, if she didn't go to education at all, she don't know how to write or read, what should you think my education scheme? Because every scheme that is comprehensive, it has to have a family stability. You study what is the family reason, why there are more divorce, why there are more dropouts, why there are more drugs, okay, the family and so on. Then you talk about the healthcare, then you talk about the education. So what type of education you can get in South Sudan, for example, Jab, or anybody from South Sudan, or even in Rwanda, that it is within few months, not years. What type of education you can do? If you want to solve a problem of poverty. Because this is the development mindset. Okay? Anybody? Number 1, I will teach her the minimal, or him, because here, and the majority is here, as I told you in our project. I will teach her the minimum of writing and reading. Not the maximum, because I can't afford to do that. Especially if I'm starting with less amount of money. And I will depend on young people like you who's educated. They will be the volunteers. Okay? Yes, doctor?
Yes, you can teach him or her how to cook food which is balanced diet.
Okay, excellent. So this is another thing, and this is now when we talk about health. Okay? And this is what we did in Bahrain. Bahrain is one of the countries that is having highest diabetes, blood pressure, obesity. We have different, they call it NCDs. Now Rwanda is coming up also. It will come up for sure. Okay, so the more people they don't move, it will happen. Middle class come up, then it will happen. So changing the attitude of people start with giving something, but not money necessarily. Because one of the requirements when I teach this lady, what I do, you're gonna teach them, for example, what you're gonna ask them, we teach you so that you go and make sure and your children, at least if they don't go to school, you're gonna teach them what you have taught, what you've been taught. So the learning cycle, the mindset, the learning cycle, once it enters inside the family, it will help them tomorrow if they can afford to send their children to school. And what we do after that, Once they learn how to read and write, which is the second most important skill for a woman, which is to know how to calculate the minimum. 1 plus 1, 1 plus 10, 20 plus 20. Like this we start. Of course, through classes. Competitions also we do with them, okay? And you can imagine, some of them are 30 years old, 40 years old, not necessarily young people like you who can grasp it very quickly. The third thing is the skills.